So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today we have Superboy 98, published in July 1962, with story by Jerry Siegel and art by Kurt Swan. This one is called The Boy with Ultra Powers. So we have this mysterious boy saying, "Incredible, my penetravision reveals timid Clark Kent as a secret identity, Superboy. Little does he dream that my powers are mightier than his." Are they? "Great Krypton! My X-ray vision reveals that new boy in town has a secret identity. I wonder, is he a friend or foe?" "So, you're the world's mightiest boy, eh? Let's see you melt one of these giant lead Superboy statues with your heat vision, like I, Ultra Boy, am doing with my amazing penetravision." "That's impossible. My heat vision can't melt lead." Okay, this is going to come up several times in the story. Okay, Ultra Boy never does start destroying Superboy statues, but I know he can't see through lead, but he can't melt lead. That doesn't make sense. His heat vision just produces heat, so I don't know. So we open up with Ultra Boy and Marla revealing their super costumes. They have arrived in Smallville. "Ultra Boy to headquarters. We are now in Smallville, posing as father and son as planned. Marla will be known as Ben Crane. I shall be known as Gary Crane." So what they're going to do is they're going to infiltrate Smallville, posing as average citizens. And the first boy he comes across is Pete Ross. And for those who don't know, Pete Ross at some point discovered Superboy's secret identity. So he's the one other than Mod Pa Kent. So he just walks up to Pete Ross and says, "Hey, do you know Superboy's secret identity, Pete?" "Me? Of course not." And so he's able to use his penetravision and determine that Pete is lying. So he just assumes Pete Ross must be Superboy. So Pete Ross is working at the general store when a criminal comes up with a machine gun and says, "Give me money." And Pete Ross says, "Get out, I won't give you a cent." "You're asking for it, kid. Okay, I'll oblige you." So he decides to murder Pete Ross. But Ultra Boy is able to use his penetravision to melt the bullets, and the fellow is let out. Pete Ross, meanwhile, assumes it was Superboy who did it. Pa Kent says, "Great work, son. Pete would have been killed if you hadn't melted that robber's gun secretly with your heat vision. Wait, I didn't do it. I've got a theory." So he thinks it's one of his robots. Was not one of his robots. And when he sees the bullets, the lead bullets, he says, "Well, I can't do that," which again seems highly unlikely. So he wants to basically trap Pete Ross into showing his identity. So he uses his penetravision again to dislodge this rock. But then Superboy shows up. Gasp! I was wrong about Pete. He isn't Superboy. And so Superboy not only takes the rock and flings it, but apparently there is a nearby dam that is leaking. And so he flings the rock, and rather than shattering the dam more, it just fills the hole. Very cool. Thanks a lot, Superboy. You're welcome, Pete. So he realizes that rock falling was not an accident. "Ultra Boy reporting to headquarters through Cosmic Scope. Have suffered temporary setback, but I promise I will discover Superboy's secret identity within 2 more days, the deadline for my mission." Crypto comes up. He sees these two and assumes they are bad guys, but Ultra Boy uses his penetravision again. He always has to announce that he's using his penetravision, and gives poor Crypto a hot foot. So some smaller boys are teasing Clark Kent, who is timid, and when they knock him to the ground, his glasses don't break. And Ultra Boy thinks, by the 3 purple moons of Rimbor, perhaps Kent's glasses weren't destroyed because the lenses are made of shatterproof glass from Krypton. So he looks under Clark's shirt, and indeed, he figures out he is Superboy. He also destroys some negatives, since his vision also goes into the photographer store. And Superboy kind of figures something out, and he looks and he sees that Gary has a secret identity also. Is he friend or foe? Shall I force the truth out of him? No, he's bound to tip his hand soon. So we have this whole thing where Pete Ross, he has a diary where he writes that Clark Kent and Superboy are the same, and decides, I better put it somewhere safe. So he puts it in a safe at the bank, but the bank manager has a heart attack, closes the door, and it's on a 12-hour lock. And oh, by the way, if anybody tries to break in, it will explode. The door will explode. That seems highly unlikely. So Superboy shows up. If I force the vault door open, the protective explosive device will go off. I can't look through the lead lock. Now, really? The lock is lead? It's not like steel? So up comes Ultra Boy. I am Ultra Boy, and this is Marla. As I was about to leave Smallville, my penetravision sighted Pete Ross's peril. So he is able to, his penetravision can look through lead. So he writes down the combination. And they free Pete Ross. And then Ultra Boy goes through and explains his origin. He is Jonah from the distant planet Rimbor. Once as I traveled in outer space, a creature swallowed him, and he gave him strange powers. I soon learned that radiation from the energy beast had given me the amazing power of penetravision. I used my newfound ability in behalf of the law. Before long, everyone called me Ultra Boy. Yeah, I don't know. Ultra seems even more than super, but I think despite the fact that he can melt lead and see through lead, I think Superboy's got the edge on him quite a bit. So he admits that he's part of the Legion of Superheroes, and this was his initiation, was to find out Superboy's secret identity. Now, we know the Legion of Superheroes knows Superboy's secret identity, so I kind of assumed that in the future it was common knowledge, since it's no longer meant to be a secret, but I guess it is not common knowledge. You sure had me fooled. Well, I'm certain you'll be a valuable new Legionnaire, Ultra Boy. I wonder why Pete Ross needs a safety deposit box. I'll use my penetravision. So he finds out that that Pete Ross knows Superboy's secret, and they tell him he's great for not revealing it, and they give him a coin, which is a pass to the Superheroes Clubhouse. Gosh, that means someday I can attend a meeting of the Legion of Superheroes as an honored guest? Choke. Thanks. Yes, Superboy will soon take you into the future to a Legion meeting. I'll see to that. Probably happens. I don't know. Maybe Jerry Siegel had something planned out. Marla and Ultra Boy are waving farewell as they vanish into the time barrier in the time globe. They're returning to the 30th century. Chuckle. I hope I see Ultra Boy again soon. So Ultra Boy, as time goes on, I think maybe immediately after this, we determine that, or find out that penetravision is only one of his powers. But he, unlike Mon-El and Superboy, he can only have one power at a time, which doesn't really make sense. So he has to direct his ultra energy to one power. Like, if he's super strong but doesn't have invulnerability, I feel like his body would break as he tried to do super feats. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So this has been Superboy 98, the boy with the ultra powers, and the first appearance of Ultra Boy.